Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Adventures in Bitcoin. And I'm real excited to bring you this series on personal finance that I've been working on. It's going to be jam-packed with information to help you get your finances under control. We're going to talk about how to figure out your net worth, how to make a budget, how to cut back and save money, how to make more money, and how to get out of massive debt quickly. Now, what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, if you don't have your finances under control, you really have no business investing in Bitcoin. But then again, we're looking at Bitcoin as being the money of the future, the way we buy things. So in that case, the same personal finance rules apply as it will for Bitcoin. Now, am I some kind of financial expert or guru? No, I am not an expert, and I don't claim to be. But the information that I'm going to be talking about are advocated by some of the leading authorities on the subject. Some of these leading authorities can charge upwards of hundreds of dollars for the information that I'm going to bring to you for the low price of maybe your like, a subscribe, and if you're so inclined, a nice comment. Now, like I said, this is going to be jam-packed with information, so I divided it up into different parts. It may go into like 6 or 7 parts. This first part is going to be just about your net worth, what it is, why it's important, and how to figure out what yours is. Now, some of the information you may find in this may seem like common knowledge. Other parts of it may be new to you. In some cases, I'm going to be sharing my own experience and things that have worked well for me. And keep in mind that I don't know where you're at in your financial journey. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're getting close to retirement. Maybe you are retired. So whenever possible, I'm going to try to make the information as generic as possible and have it apply to everyone. But always keep in mind, you and you alone are responsible for your decisions and actions. You're also responsible for your inactions. Keep in mind that knowing this stuff intellectually is great, but that's not enough. You have to apply. So when we go through exercises like your net worth and budgeting, make sure you're taking the time to do those exercises. Not only is doing that going to open your eyes to your situation, but it's also very important for the other segments going forward, because we're going to always keep coming back to that information. Okay, so let's get into it. Money and stress. Money still tops the list of what stresses people out the most. You don't believe me? Just Google money and stress.
Money and I only have $47 and I'm not even supposed to go under 50 and I'm gonna get fined by my bank. Shut ah!
It is consistently the leading cause of relationship issues. Either someone is not making enough of it, someone is spending too much of it, or someone is hiding it.
You always have an attitude.
I don't want to fucking take the train.
What's wrong with taking the train? Millionaires take the
I'm
train.
not a fucking millionaire.
Oh, but you weren't complaining when I took you on that date, right?
Nigga, you took me to Applebee's. 2 for 20. What are you talking about?
It was 2 for 26. What are you talking about?
You never hear people say, "Gee, hon, you just make too much money. I can't be with you anymore." People that make $500,000 a year and people that make $50,000 a year have the same money problems. That may be hard to believe, but it's true. It's the goldfish in the bowl mentality. A goldfish will only grow as big as its bowl. Give a goldfish a bigger bowl, it's just going to continue to eat and grow until it just has enough room in the bowl to swim around. Someone who makes $500K a year, I guarantee you, has a lifestyle to support it. The houses, the cars, the country club. It's the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. That's what we're conditioned to do. But always remember, once you finally catch up to the Joneses, they refinance. The difference between the really, really rich people and the broke and just the middle class people is habits and discipline. I guarantee you, a rich, successful person has different habits and is more disciplined than your average broke or middle class broke person. We all need to make more money, yes, but we also need to spend less. Everywhere you look, there are people trying to pick your pocket. Turn on the TV, the commercials are trying to take your money. I guarantee anytime your phone rings, if it's not a friend or family, it's someone trying to get money from you. Learn to say no. Say no to yourself, say no to others, and try to live as efficient as possible. My generation in particular, I am seeing more and more, they call them the sandwich generation. These are people that are taking in aging parents who are outliving their money because people are living longer and longer, but they're also having to take in their adult children who fail to launch either because of divorce or some other factor, and sometimes even their kids. So now you have 4 generations of people all living under the same roof, sometimes with just one source of income. You want to talk about stressful. So if you find yourself stressing about your financial situation, know that you're not alone. We've all been there. I've been there. Take heart, because we're going to give you some real actionable steps that you can take to improve your financial situation, and you can start today, tomorrow. Okay, so this segment is going to be about net worth. Now, the net worth is just basically a number. It's like a report card of your financial situation, and all it is a calculation of all of your assets, so your house, your car, money you have in the bank, retirement accounts, jewelry, all your stuff, and you subtract all your liabilities, everything you owe to others, banks, mortgages, etc., etc. And what you're left with is a number. Now, I don't want you to focus too much on the number itself. The important thing is we want to see that number going up over time. So the folks over at vertex42.com have created a bunch of free Excel templates and calculators that really help us figure out our financial information. So you can either head on over to vertex42.com or just click a link in the description. I'll provide one directly to the spreadsheet we're going to be working with, because we're going to go through an exercise, and I encourage you after watching this video to go back, download it, and put your own numbers in there, because it's really going to help you going forward with the rest of this series. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, so this is the net worth spreadsheet calculator. Hopefully you were able to download it to your computer. It's free to use. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to preserve the original here. So I'm going to right click on the net worth tab at the bottom here. And this may be a little bit different depending on what spreadsheet software you use, but the steps are pretty much the same. So you're going to right click, you're going to select move copy sheet, and we're going to click copy because we want to make a copy of it, and we're going to change the name here to this year, which is 2018. So we can just say net worth 2018. Okay, and that's the one that we're going to modify, leaving the original intact in case we make any mistakes, and we can come back to the original one. So I'm just going to move them around. So we're going from left to right, and we're going to modify this one. So it's pretty simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a bit, so hopefully you can read a little better. All right, and we're going to be putting in our assets and our liabilities. First thing, we're going to put our name, Adventures in Bitcoin, and this is going to be we'll start with September 2018. Alright, so I'm going to just spitball some numbers. You're going to actually use real numbers that make sense to you. But in the asset columns under cash, this is going to be everything that's considered liquid, anything that you can sell in pretty quickly if you need to. It's not tied up in anything. So checking accounts, we'll just put, we have $1,000 in checkings. Savings, we have, let's say $5,000 in our savings account. We don't have any CDs, we don't have any life insurance. Other cash, I've got $100 in my pocket. We'll put that in there. And you can mix this in with your Bitcoin or your crypto. You can put it under cash, or it probably makes more sense if any of these you're not using, you can just replace it. So I can put in your Bitcoin or crypto, however you want to do it, whatever makes sense. And let's say we have 5K of liquid Bitcoin that we can sell in case we need to. So that gives us total cash amount of $11,100. Now we got to put in our investments. So let's say we have a 401k. We have 100k in there. All right, T-bills. I don't know anybody who has T-bills. Other investments. What can we put in there? Let's say I have $100 invested in Beanie Babies. Okay, so real estate. If you don't own any real estate but you own your own home, you want to put in the current market value of your house. So you would get accurate numbers. Go look to see what your house in your neighborhood is going for in the current market. So we'll just use modest numbers here, 200,000. And what is the cost of, or what is the current value of your automobile? Put 20,000. Bullion, gold, silver, nah, we're not holding any of that. Jewelry, let's say we have $1,000 of jewelry. Your rings, wedding ring, engagement rings, Movado watches, Rolexes, whatever the current value is, you want to add it all up and put it in there. Other property, maybe we have a piece of land somewhere that's worth 10K. And that leaves us total property $231,000. Alright, so they have another retirement down here, which you can put your 401k. So what I can do is I'll put, a big amount for the 401k, and then I'll go back up here and I'll put, let's say we have $2,000 in stocks, so we can keep that separate. For employer pensions and Social Security, if the way they put it here, if you're not currently collecting these, so if you're too young to collect these, I wouldn't put it here. So you have to be a certain age to collect Social Security, and you have to be a certain age to collect a pension. So we're just going to leave this blank because we're too young to retire. Not yet anyway. And we can put any other retirement assets under other assets if we want to. Alright, so total retirement, we have 100K. So now at the bottom we have total assets, 244,200. So that's everything that we've included in our assets column. Now we're going to work on the liabilities. Accounts payable would be any business debt that you owe. We don't have any, so we're not going to put any in there. Auto loan, how much do you have left to pay off on your car? So let's say we have $5,000 left. Put that in there. Credit card debt, you want to add up all of your credit card debt. That includes any department stores, Visa, MasterCard, Discover. You want to add them all up and you want to put this number here. So let's say we have 20,000 in credit card debt. Consumer loans or installments, this would be any home equity line of credit or any personal loans given to you by a bank. You would put that in here. If you have any loans on a life insurance, you can put that in here, or any loans on your 401k, or any kind of asset that you have a loan against, you can throw that in here. For real estate mortgages, that's going to be how much you owe on your house still. That you'd be able to find on your mortgage statement every month. So let's say we still owe 100,000. Any student loans, let's say we own 10,000 there. Unpaid taxes, if from the previous year you weren't able to pay the IRS, you'd want to include that amount here. Hopefully you don't, because the IRS is not somebody you want to owe money to. They are very unforgiving. And any money owed to others, I owe Uncle Larry $150. I lost a bet. And you can include any other liabilities that may come to mind. I can't think of any right now. So that gives us a total of $135,150 worth of liabilities, of stuff that I owe. And that leaves me with a net worth of $209,050. So that was super easy to do. You just have to make sure you're using accurate numbers, and you have to check on this at least once a year. And what we'll do is we're going to right click on this tab now that we filled it out just the way we want it, and we're going to make a copy of this. So we're going to do move copy sheet again. Make sure we click the copy button here, so it's going to do a copy, and we're going to change the name to 2019. So here it is, put it on the left. So I'm just going to slide it over to the right. Let's try that again. Doesn't want to go. There we go. Alright, so it's going from left to right. I have the original. I have the one I did for 2018 and 2019. We're just going to zero all this out. Being careful not to affect the totals, because you can see there's math in this one. Right? All this total cash, total investments, you can see at the top there's math, and we don't want to delete those. So we just want to delete the ones that we modified. Okay, leave the total property, delete that one, delete, delete, delete. Total retirement we're going to leave, total assets we're going to leave, money owed to others. Okay, so now we are ready. So now we are ready to input our numbers for 2019, and hopefully the total net worth is going to be higher than the previous year's net worth. That's the goal. So how'd you do? Did you get a good number? Did you get a negative number? It's okay. Don't stress out over the number. A lot of people have a negative number. It doesn't mean anything. What you want is next year for that number to go up by a lot. That's how you're going to judge if what you're doing is working and if you are going in the direction you want to go. Remember, it's not where you're at, it's where you're going. So that's going to be it for today. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to be talking about budget, the importance of a budget. We're going to go through some exercises much like we did today. And if you watch any part of this series, I would say probably this is going to be the most important part. So make sure you don't miss it. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay profitable, my friends. We'll see you on the next video.